Welcome to the lounge where the stories climb high. Dr. Rhonda's in the groove where the pages touch the sky. Sip on inspiration, let the moments unwind. Every voice a horizon, new tales intertwine. From pen to passion where the art feels divine. Authors vibing together, creativity and time. So pull up your chair, let your spirit align. Horizons off the lounge where words come alive. Welcome to Horizons off the Lounge.
Hey, what's up, everybody? It's your girl, Dr. Rhonda M. Lawson, and I am back with another episode of the Horizons Off the Lounge. And I am so happy because this week I have two beautiful young ladies that I met while I was in Indiana, and I'm looking forward to talking with them and getting to know them better. They were both phenomenal, and it was just fun hanging out. One was my neighbor. Our booths were right next to each other, so when it was a little quiet, we got to know each other and laugh with each other. And that's what going to these festivals is all about. If you go to a festival just depending on selling books and you do not take the opportunity to network with the other authors who are there, you are, number one, you're leaving money on the table, but two, you are also leaving opportunity on the table because you never know who you'll meet. And so I'm going to introduce you to two of the women that I met while I was at the Indiana Black Expo, who I'm hoping to stay in touch with for years to come. So I'm just going to bring on the first guest. But before I do want to make a special announcement. If you are a fiction author, fiction author, the For the Culture Book Awards are about to launch. And if you register your book within the first 14 days, you get to save a little dough. Yes, this is a paid competition, but you get so much in return. It is crazy. The first prize package is worth $4,000 by itself. Yes. And I'm talking cash and I'm talking about exposure. Lots of exposure for you. So this is an awesome opportunity for our up and coming authors. So I would love to see more people be a part of this competition because this is a real competition. This is not a popularity contest. This is not who has the prettiest cover. This is about real editing and real storytelling. And I just want you guys to be a part of it. So the link is in the chat right now. So I want you to click the link so you can get some information, get your submissions ready, and go ahead. Yep, it's right here on the screen. Go ahead and get ready because on September 1st, I want to see my inbox flooded. I'm talking flooded with entries because we are looking forward to reading some great books again this year. And we will award your prizes at the Black History Month Literary Weekend, and author registration will be starting on that this coming week. So stay tuned to Meet the World Image Solutions because we have a lot of great things ahead. And like I said, I really want you all to be a part of it. But without any further ado, I'm going to bring on my very first guest. Her name is Miss LaShonya Young, and I just found out that she is actually an AI cousin. Yeah, I was on Alicia Little's webinar that she did about a week or so ago, and who pops up on my screen talking about all the great things she's doing? None other than LaShonya Young. I was like, oh, I know her.
Wow.
I meant to message you to tell you I saw you. I was like, okay, no wonder she was doing all that cool stuff at her booth. So welcome
Awesome.
to Horizons Author Lounge.
All right. Thank you so much, Dr. Rhonda, for that amazing introduction. And oh man, I miss you already.
I know I wish we lived closer to each other.
I know. I get to the East Coast every now and again. I'm planning on being there a little later this year, so I'll be looking you up. But anyways, thank you so much for having me on. And
Thank you
yes,
for
you're
being here.
right. AI has just I'm all in for AI, but I know that's not all of what we came to talk about tonight. So yeah.
Well, I mean, it could be part of what we talk about, but yeah, we are here to talk about your book, but we also want to talk about your business because your book is a part of your business. And one thing I tell every business owner who I come in contact with is that every business owner needs a book. It doesn't have to be a memoir, but
Absolutely.
it should be something that positions you as an expert in your industry. And I believe that's what your book is doing for your company. So, if can you tell me a bit about it?
Okay, absolutely. So, my first love is tax. Okay, I've been in this space all of my life. And when I say all of my life, I literally mean that. I've been doing taxes since I was 14 years old. People don't
Wow.
believe me, but it's the truth. And so, I worked for one of the big brands for 21 years, tax. And then, back in 2013, I started my own brand. It was just time to do something different, and it was probably the best decision I made in my whole life, really. So, after so many years of being in this space, you start to see the habits, right? You start to see what's lacking, what's working well, and more of it's not working well, especially for my early entrepreneurs, that have
Mhm.
started up their business, especially with the explosion of businesses that started as of COVID, right?
Mhm.
So, sitting in this space and seeing all these things going wrong, and a lot of it's just happening at the foundation at the very beginning. So, I had to give you that background because that's what my book is all about. If you don't mind me bending back here and grabbing it,
Do
okay.
your thing,
Sorry,
girl. Do your
probably should
thing.
have had it right here. So, what I did was I started seeing all the patterns and seeing what was where people needed the most help. So I don't want people to just feel like I did everything wrong, but they need help, right? So
Hmm.
I put together, and at that time, I had been in business for 11 years. It's now 13 years. I actually just celebrated 13 years last month. Yay! That's what all that hoopla was about, Dr. Rhonda, down there, the kiosk and the banners and all those things. So, because I was really
Nice.
celebrating. So 11 years of Diamond Tax Solutions. And what I did, it's from 0 to 6 figures because by God's grace, I have been able to grow this business from absolutely zero.
Wow.
Started with just this is the cover has a lot of meaning. Started with just this coffee cup, a computer, and these hands. Okay.
All right
And
now.
and have been able to grow that business to a 6 figure practice in those within that time frame. And so I put together a guide to help people. I can't promise you're going to get to 6 figures. I try to help you. If you do some of the things in here, you may get there, but it's just a practical guide to help you from foundation, what to do, getting your EIN numbers or setting up your LLC, getting your EIN number, those things in the proper order. Because again, I saw what wasn't working well for people, where the cracks were in the foundation. So I just tried to put together a little guide to help. So there's 4 parts to this. I'm working on the other 3 parts. The 12 and 13 is going to be a combined book, and then the last one will be, we'll figure it out. So
Well, I'll tell you, I think for a lot of business owners, they don't go into, and I can speak for myself.
mhm.
I did not go into the publishing industry to do taxes. I did not go into the publishing industry to have to count. The only dollars I wanted to count were the ones going into my bank account.
Into my bank account. I hear you.
But
Absolutely.
but it's the unsexy part of being a business owner. It's
Yes.
something that
Yes.
we have to do.
Yes.
And some of us are better at it than others.
Mhm.
Me, I've been looking for basically a CFO for the last 10 years, and my business has been in business for the last 10 years. So,
Yes. Yes.
so
Yes.
yeah,
I get
I
it.
just want somebody to handle it for me so that way I can concentrate on what it is that I do.
Absolutely.
And I'm quite sure you see a lot of that.
Absolutely. And that's why I try to do things like this. I have a one-stop shop as far as my tax practice. I mean, everything's here. You name it. I don't do it all, but that's what partners and friends are for, right? Well,
Yes.
partners. Okay. So, I definitely do a lot of outsourcing for like the bookkeeping and things like that, because you're absolutely right. And that's why I do what I do, to try to take that load off. Of people, because we need to do what we need to do. You like writing books, right? You like promoting authors, you like networking and traveling, right? Well, that's
Right.
what passing those things on, especially when we outgrow. I see a lot of people, they may have started out making 10,000, well now they're making 1 million. They've outgrown their traditional bookkeeping system, and it's just not working. So you find yourself spending more time doing the things that you should be passing on. So that's what the book is all about, telling you, kind of giving you some ideas of when you should be passing things on, when you should consider another structure. A lot of people commonly start off as a 1040 filer, filing what is known as a Schedule C. I don't want to turn this into a tax class, but
This is what we need to know. Do what
is
you
it
have to
right?
do.
Okay. So I see a lot of people, and the Schedule C is a very easy. It's very easy to file, start that, starting as a single member LLC, it's very easy, but it's not, once you get to around about 75,000 in profit, that's after the business's bills are paid, it's time to consider another structure. Okay. And there's other ones that'll be more tax advantaged. A lot of people think that the LLC is where it's at. I started my LLC. I literally had a 7-figure earner. I started my LLC, so I shouldn't have to pay any taxes or that much in tax. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. It wasn't the LLC. It was a whole nother structure that she needed. So, that's what I try to make it simple. I was a school teacher for several years. I'm still a teacher. So I teach. Matter of fact, I went have a YouTube out there where I talk about why I teach the way I do. I teach at a foundation, 2nd grade level.
Okay.
Not that I see my clients as 2nd graders, but
sometimes you have to break it down. So even when I'm using my AI agents,
absolutely,
I'll tell them, break it down in the simplest way possible. I don't care that I'm 52 years old. I'm very smart. I have 3 degrees.
Absolutely.
Sometimes you have to break it down.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And that's what, because I'm a teacher by nature, that's what I do. Sometimes it's a little too slow for people, but I need to make sure you get it. So that's what the book, it's a very foundational book. When I teach, I'm very foundational, because that's why I loved 2nd grade so much, because you were the next best thing to God. You overrode mama, you overrode daddy, but the teacher said, Miss Mathis, well, that was my name at the time, Miss Young said, that this is how you do it. So they're so impressionable that they're still absorbing and learning, and they believe in you, right?
Yes.
So I try to teach, when it comes to taxes, whether in AI, I teach at that foundational level, because if you're like me, I'm that but why person, and but why, I need to be able to ask, but why? And I realize I'm not the only one. So I try to answer the but why, in my teaching style. So
absolutely.
Yes.
We did have a question that came in the chat.
Oh, awesome.
Philly Hogan iPhone, which I know who it is. That's Amanda.
Hey, Amanda.
Yeah. She wanted to know if you would give classes. I know you said a lot about teaching, but do you do like webinars where people can log on and learn all about this?
Well, she's right in my alley. I'm so new to this, but I am building my YouTube channel. So I have some things out there on YouTube already. I'm steadily spending more time trying to do social media and videos and stuff than tax stuff. But yes, I do offer that. But like I said, I am building that part of things, because but now when I work for the big brand, I was one of their instructors. So I definitely, have the background. But like I said, I'm integrating that and getting that more into my, my platform, and doing it in a way that it can reach more people, because one-on-one, I just don't have the capacity for that. But yes, those webinars and YouTubes and all of that, yes, I do offer that. So,
well, I want to go back to something that you said at the very beginning.
Okay.
You said you've been doing taxes since you were 14 years old. What kid in their right mind?
That keyword. Keyword. That was.
What was it that interested you about doing taxes at that age?
Yes, I am so glad you asked that, because I love to tell the story, because people just really don't believe it. So I would hear my mom and dad and all the adults talking about, well, yeah, I'm waiting to get my taxes back, and and I kept hearing them talk about getting this money back because they worked, right? I had a summer job. I worked. So how do you get this money back? And that is the God honest truth, how I started doing taxes. We lived about 3 blocks away from a post office at the time, Dr. Rhonda. Okay. And I literally would walk down there and get the forms, because back then, I'm 54, by the way. Back then, it was all paper, carbon copy. I mean, literally, it's so funny telling this story. But anyway, I would walk down there and I would get in my room, okay, after my little summer job. And I literally would read the lines, okay. And they said, put this line on this, put this line on that. And I wish I had known to keep a copy of my very first tax check, because it was probably $80 or $86. It might have been $100. I don't know. But that's literally how it started. And so then my sister, she was like, oh, she had got her first summer job, because we were really close in age. And then, a few years later, some family members started trusting me, and I'm like, okay. And then I just never would have imagined at 14 that it would have turned into my career, but true story.
I think that's awesome. That means that this is something that you were born to do.
I was born to do. I really believe it. I really believe that.
Now, some of the things that we're talking about I'm sure you have it in the book. So would you say this is a book for entrepreneurs who are just starting out, or is there pretty much something in it for everyone?
There's something in it for everyone, because some people, like I mentioned earlier, they don't know when to switch. They're staying on that Schedule C, wondering why they're having to write 5-figure checks to Uncle Sam, 4-figure, 5-figure checks, because they haven't figured out when should I be switching from a Schedule C, which is what a lot of entrepreneurs start out as,
Yeah.
filing. When do I switch? When do I move to an 1120S? When do I consider a C Corp? When do I consider a partnership? So yes, it definitely offers that advice. So there's something in it for everyone. It is mostly geared toward the newbie, the one just starting out that doesn't have a
Right.
clue, that just woke up one day and said,
People like me who's acting like a newbie, and I've been in business for 10 years and I still don't
Right.
want to do taxes.
right, and the one that just woke up and
Look,
stretched.
let me
Yeah.
go back. I do
Okay.
my taxes, y'all. I pay
Yeah,
my taxes every year.
yes. I didn't take it that way.
I don't enjoy it.
Right.
They're gonna be like, "Oh, Dr. Rhonda doesn't pay her taxes."
No. I didn't hear it that way at all. I just get it. It's what I hear all the time, so it's like, why not hand it over to someone that loves doing it? I love tax. Now, I hate accounting. People think they're the same, but they're not. Taxes is on this end, accounting is on that end. Accountant does the work, brings it to me, and I do the tax, right? I love this side of things. I absolutely hate accounting, but that's why I have that outsourced. I stay in my lane because I understand what I love to do and what I don't. So yes, the book does have something for everyone, but it does help if they want to read. Okay, there's even I think, I hate to say it like this, I think it's in Audible out there on Amazon, but I like to buy it direct from me. And we know why. I won't go into that.
You put it on Audible?
I believe it is. Look, I might need to verify that. I know, right? Because I know I went through the process, but I don't. So strike that, But I'll verify that. But I know it's on Amazon. But I thought we did that stuff, so I apologize. It's been a little while, but
I will tell you that if you don't have it on Audible or Spotify, I've actually started listening to books on Spotify.
Yes.
And
Yes.
Spotify, if you have a Spotify account, those audiobooks are included. So it's not a whole lot of extra money.
Okay.
And there are some Audible book platforms that allow you to have your audio book done in AI, is what I'm saying.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah. So I actually just started a service where we can clone your voice and you can record your audiobook.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And so the audiobook is in your voice, but you don't have to spend hours and hours trying to read it.
Exactly. And for the busy lives that a lot of people, live. I know me personally, writing books, but I don't have time to read a lot. I read a couple pages of yours, though. I'm going to get it read. Okay. I did. I'm actually looking forward to finishing that. But, we're busy, and we just need to meet people where they can work at their, expectation or their level of whatever, what I'm trying to say. We need to meet people where the convenience, that's the word I'm looking for. So, I just, I absolutely love it. I have, like I said, the new titles that's going to combine years 11 and 12, 12 and 13. And then I actually have my mini memoir coming out, Surrendering to the Potter. So those are a couple of things that you're going to be helping me with. You didn't know that, but you are. Now you do. Now you do.
We have a very long message that I need to read to you.
Okay.
From Emmanuel Joseph.
Okay.
He says, "Congratulations on your amazing book."
Oh, thank you, Emmanuel.
Oh, wait. What is he? Oh, he's trying to promote himself. Emmanuel. Right, you know what? Because you had the goal. I'm gonna go ahead and show
all right.
what you did.
Okay.
Book promotion. If anybody is inspired by this and would love to support with book promotion, author branding, website set up. Okay, you know what?
You're taking your job.
That's what I'm saying. This is what I do, but you know what? There's enough.
That's okay. There's enough of us, enough for everybody to get some. Thank you, Emmanuel. All right. Thank you.
But we did have another question from Amanda. She wanted to know if you have a workbook to go along with your book.
So inside this book, now this was my first publication, and it worked well. There are places where you take notes, okay, but I have tons of free things, free publications, all kinds of things, everything from a beginner AI course. I have that, tax tips. So my website, well, I think Dr. Rhonda was going to show that I actually launched my website just for this. I built it and launched it tonight just so that we could take a look at it, because there's all kinds of things out there. But to answer her question, because I can talk, as you probably figured it out. Um, so no workbook per se, but you gave me a great idea to just, because I'm learning, I'm doing and learning, pitching and batting all at the same time. But yes, so I will be, but there are several things out there, and the book does have sections where you can take notes. My digital toolkit is interactive, and it does have some workshop. I'm sorry, what did she say? The workbook type
Yeah, the
things in it
workbook.
where you
Yeah.
can actually interact. It's more interactive. That's the word I'm looking for.
Okay, now I know we're getting close to the end of your interview.
Okay.
But I did want to ask, what are some tips you can pass right now? Because this is August. Um, Many people won't start worrying about their taxes until December 30th,
Right.
or maybe even January.
Yeah.
But what can they do to get themselves prepared for the new tax season? And then the other thing is, I'm not trying to turn this into a political thing, but people often complain about whoever the president is at the time.
Right.
But one thing about our president is that he has given a lot of tax breaks to people, and because you're mad at him, you're not looking at those tax breaks,
Oh
and
my
they can
goodness.
actually benefit you.
Right. Well, Dr. Rhonda, that is an excellent question, an excellent way to end, because I am so big on organization. All of my tax clients, they get an organizer first week of January, so that they can start getting things ready. So if I had to offer you advice, is to start getting ready. I have a free organizer. I have all kinds of things, that are available through the website and through my client hub. And I give it away for free, because if I can help people get better organized, then that's what I'm here to do. So get organized. Do not wait till the night before your tax appointment to get ready. I can promise you it's gonna be a fail.
Yeah, I'm
Most
gonna
of the
tell
time.
you. Normally, I try to be pretty organized with my
Yeah.
taxes, but I was so busy this year because I had just gotten off of my Black History Month literary weekend,
Right.
and I kept putting it off and putting it off. Next thing you know, I couldn't put it off anymore. So,
Right.
putting my taxes together was a mess this year.
Yes.
And so I won't be making that mistake again. I got my taxes done.
Right.
It was not at the organization level that I prefer to have it. So please listen to LaShonya about making sure that you get your start organizing your taxes early. And are there any apps or anything that people can use to help them throughout the
Absolutely.
year?
Well, there's tons of apps out there, but I want to direct them to one. It's diamondclienthub.com. I built that myself, because with you in mind, with the person that needs help, has questions about S corporations and, when should I switch, keeps you abreast of stuff that's going on in the tax world. And like I said, I'm proud of that, because I built that, and I know I built it because I saw the pain points, right? I saw what people struggle with. Where do I go to make an appointment? How do I, all these, brought it into a hub. So diamondclienthub.com is an excellent resource. And then, of course, there's big names and stuff out there that they have resources. But I kept all that in mind, to build this out. So please visit it, join it, sign up, become a Diamond Insider, and I think you'll be in the right place.
Awesome. And in the last couple minutes that we have,
Mhm.
we've kind of touched on AI a bit, and as I said, you are my innovation cousin,
Oh.
But how do you use AI? Because a lot of people hear AI and they like, oh, I don't want my book writing for me, or I don't want my AI writing my book for me, or I don't want AI taking people's jobs. But you use AI kind of like I do in very strategic and business related ways, not so much having it do anything
Right.
for you that you should be doing yourself.
Absolutely. AI gave me back my time, my life, where it would take me hours to research things. It does, my research. So I use it safely. It's not doing my work for me, because what does AI say at the bottom? AI can make mistakes. Okay. So we are still the humans behind AI, but for researching, creating websites and apps, all that stuff, I feel I don't even know how programmers did it before apps and things came out to make this, I wouldn't have survived in that world. But I use it again for research. I use it, to help build apps and, just pull information together for me. As far as writing my book, yes, organizing my thoughts and things like that, because my mind is like this most of the time, So it just helps to bring all that in, calm down, and then build from there. So that's how I use it.
Awesome. Okay, I think there's some feedback coming in. I'm not sure where it's
Yes, I'm
coming
not
from.
sure.
Yeah, that's okay. We're just gonna keep on rolling.
Okay.
But yeah. So can in this minute that we have left, can you remind us where can we find your book?
Okay, so you can definitely find it at the diamondclienthub.com, the website, diamondtaxindy.com. Okay. And then you also can find it on Amazon, where if you like to shop on Amazon, I know it's a lot convenient for people. But yes, the hub as well as the website are the best places to buy it, because you get some extra perks when you buy it direct. Just a little tip.
All right. I like little perks.
Little perks. There we go.
I'll be going to diamondtaxindy.com myself. Amanda's already been to your website. She
I
said it was very
see.
nice.
It just literally launched probably 15 minutes before we came on. So
That is awesome. Congratulations. Now I have to go back because I had been to your website, but I haven't had a chance to go and see the updates that you did. So I will be back on
yes.
there tonight.
All right. Well, thank you. I appreciate it. And thank you so much for having me here. I look forward to being back at a future date and time.
All right, just say the word. We'd love to have you back here in the Horizons Author Lounge.
Thank you.
All right, thank you so much and congratulations on all you have accomplished. And I'm really happy that we had a chance to get to know each other in Indiana.
Absolutely. Thank you.
All right, thank you. You have a great night.
You too.
Bye bye. All right, y'all. That was LaShonya Young, and I'm telling you, she is amazing. If you don't understand why she's amazing, that means you missed the whole interview. So make sure you go to diamondtaxindy.com, check out all that she has to offer. Now, as I get ready to bring on Dr. Carlotta Berry, I just want to remind you guys that the creators' rights movement is still in effect. And if you are an author, a musician, a singer, a painter, or whatever, any type of creative who has to copyright your work, you definitely want to look into the creators' rights movement because I'll tell you, some people don't realize that even if you get a copyright over your work, that copyright doesn't last forever. And next thing you know, all of the hard work that you put into your work winds up going to somebody else and somebody else can benefit from it. So I want you to go to creatorsrightsmovement.com and check out the information that we have on there. Also sign the petition for perpetual copyright. We want we want creators to be able to create lasting legacies for their families, not something that's only going to last for a moment. So that's all I have to say about that. But I want you to go to the website. I'm putting the website in the chat right now. Creatorsrightsmovement.com. It's on the screen. Click on there, find the information, and sign the petition. We need to get 10,000 signatures, and we want your name to be on there. Okay, so let's talk to our next guest, Dr. Carlotta Berry. How are you doing, ma'am?
I'm good. How are you? Can you hear and see me okay?
I can. Thank you for joining me tonight.
Thank you for having me.
So, I met you in Indiana as well.
Yes,
I think your booth was like right behind mine.
I
And
think
your booth
so.
was
By the stage. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Your
Yeah, I
booth
was
was
surprised. Last year there were a lot more children's books authors there, and this year I just couldn't find that many. They didn't come back.
Yeah, but I think we were also kind of spread out a little bit because
Yeah,
I
it's hard to
know.
find
Did you
people.
meet Daryl Harvey? He was there.
No.
So Daryl Harvey, you should really connect
Okay,
with
I'll write
him
him
because
down.
he has the children's book, the Black Children's Book Fair, and he's
Okay.
up in Chicago, so he's not too far from you. So you might want to reach out to him and then
Okay.
see about being a part of his event because his event actually travels too.
Oh, okay. Well, I like that because so much. If it comes to me, I love that. Daryl Harvey. Okay.
See, this is what we
I'm
do
writing it
here with the
down.
Rises Author Lounge. We support each other and we connect each other. This
Yes.
is what we do. So tell us all about Dr. Carlotta Berry.
Yep. So I'm a college professor. I teach electrical engineering and robotics. And I started writing children's books during the pandemic because I had a mission to see more kids, Black and brown kids and girls, pursuing careers in STEM. So I started this with a couple of my other colleagues who are also Black women engineering professors. There's not a lot of us in the United States. So we started out writing fictional books about Black women in STEM, science, technology, engineering, and math. And out of that, we made romance novels. So I have a couple of
Really?
romance novels, and then I started writing children's books. So
Wait,
I
a
brought it, I was
STEM
looking for,
related romance novel?
yes. So all the main characters are Black women in STEM. So that's Chandler. She's a nurse.
Love
This
it.
is this is Monet. She's a computer science grad student in robotics. And obviously those are her boo things. So yeah, so we wanted to normalize seeing Black women in the STEM fields experiencing love and loss and career successes and challenges and all that, so that we can see more of them in the mainstream. Because right now, if
Yeah.
you ask kids to draw a scientist or an engineer, they're thinking white man, Dilbert, MacGyver, Sheldon. And we want them to be the point, no, Mae Jemison is an engineer,
Yes.
Dorothy Jackson is an engineer.
Yes.
We want them to think of, Mary Jackson, sorry. Mary Jackson is an engineer. So you want them to think about, some of those other people as well.
I love that. And I think that's a story that our own kids need to hear quite a bit.
Yeah.
Um, I actually have a client, and hopefully she'll be able to see this part of the show because she's an engineer as well,
Oh, good.
and she's also been trying to get um, more girls of color into STEM related programs because
Hmm.
unfortunately, we still have some antiquated ideas
Yeah, it's
about
hard.
who should be in STEM, and we seem to always want to gear it toward boys.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
we gear it toward white boys sometimes. We don't think that our young Black girls should be in that field. So I'm excited about having you on and even having
Thank
this
you.
conversation. I'm not a STEM, but since I've gotten into AI, I've started kind of wandering a little bit more into the STEM territory, and I actually took part in a STEM fair out here in the DMV, and it was just really nice to see the interest that so many kids of color are starting to have in the STEM fields.
It really is about them just seeing themselves. It doesn't take that much, just a little bit of success and they get excited.
Yeah, absolutely. They do one thing and they're like, "Whoa, I did that."
Yeah.
And then I guess also it's kind of expanded. It doesn't just have to be one thing anymore. There are so many things that are
Yeah.
related to STEM now.
Well, we use STEAM, where we add the arts, and then we use STEM with the extra M, which is medicine. But we just talk about there's so many intersections that whatever your lane is in, there's something there for you.
That's awesome. So tell me about the current book, the children's books.
So I have about 10. Some are in English and Spanish, paperback and hardcover. The Spanish was by request, actually from somebody in Chicago. So
Okay.
one of them is a chapter book. It's called The STEM Kids Make a Robot. This is for
Oh,
fourth through sixth grade. And it's really about letting kids see themselves as creators, not just consumers of technology. And so some of my younger books are baby through about 8 or 9 years old. There's a robot in my closet. So the
oh, how
younger ones
cute.
rhyme with really big words. And then the
And
older ones,
How did you do your did you hire an illustrator because the
I
illustrations are
did. I
beautiful?
did. I didn't want to do AI. I do a lot of AI and robotics, but I didn't want to make my books AI and illustrations AI. So I actually hired somebody on Fiverr. I tried to find
Yeah.
somebody in the United States for a long time, but they were so expensive, and I was like, I can't afford this. So my she's actually in Indonesia.
Oh wow. Okay. Now there are a lot of great illustrators on Fiverr. When I first got into business, I was using Fiverr as well.
Mhm.
Um Now you do have to be careful because I've noticed that some people are just not good at creating characters of color. They almost look like caricatures instead of characters. So
I cycled through many to
and
find
that's what I
her.
was about to ask you. Did you kind of go through a process to
I
choose?
did. I did. I did. And like I said, I interviewed some I met on Instagram. There was some really nice ones, but the pictures just did not look right. So even though I don't think she's black, she's able to execute something that I feel comfortable with, you know.
And nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
I mean, because yeah, sometimes we want to hire the person who looks like us, but we also have to hire the person who sees our vision and is able to see it through.
And can do it under, I'm self-published. I don't have that kind of money like that. You know, I don't have a machine behind me to pay $5,000 for a children's book illustration.
This is true because illustrators are not cheap.
They are not.
Now, I'm looking at your T-shirt,
Mhm.
and I love the how do you say it? Noire STEM.
Noire STEMinist. I made that up on social media
I
because,
love that.
STEMinist is a thing as women who basically promote STEM and encourage women to go into STEM. But I wanted to really focus on not just women, but also Black and brown people. So Noire is, the Black and French. So that's why I slapped that on there.
Yeah, I mean, shoot, you better copyright that, girl.
It
Trademark
is.
that.
It is.
There you go. But yeah, because I mean, I love it. Noire STEMinist. So how do you use the term? I'm quite sure it's on your website. It's on T-shirts.
It's my
Is it kind of a
business.
movement now?
So I use it for everything. I use it to do workshops. I did 2 workshops this weekend at libraries, elementary schools, Boys and Girls Club, Girls Inc., Girl Scouts, Boy Scouts. It's my publishing company, my self-publishing company for my children's books. So it's everything.
It's beautiful. And what
Thank
has
you.
been the feedback or the response that you've been getting from these young girls when you present these books?
They all love it. The biggest challenge is I'm still a full-time professor. So sometimes my side gig gets in the way of my full-time job and vice versa.
I
So
get
so
that.
when I can get out there and when I have the time, it's great.
I totally get that. As a person with a full-time job myself, who gets off work in just enough time to scarf a couple of forkfuls
Mhm.
down and have to get on the show, I do understand.
Yeah.
But sometimes we have to sacrifice for what we want.
Yeah, and I had a colleague tell me you got to look into multiple revenue streams. And if this takes off someday, maybe the full-time job goes.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. You do what you have to do.
Yes.
So now how do you go about promoting the book? And do you go visit schools when, of course, when you have the chance?
I do. I do a lot of cold calls. Like I mailed out about 100 flyers over the weekend. I do a lot of cold call emails. If I meet teachers anywhere, I connect with them. And so that's a big part of it. I was a visiting scientist at the Children's Museum. So I sold my books to the Children's Museum. Then they got
Nice.
me in the Griffin Museum of Science and Industry in Chicago. So it's a lot of word of mouth.
So
Whereas,
you
if I
live
had
in Chicago. You don't live in Indiana.
no, I live in Indiana, but Chicago's only like 4 hours away.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Like I was at Ann Arbor on Saturday doing an event. That's 4 hours away as well. So that's the benefit of being in the Midwest. I do Kentucky, Ohio, Michigan, St. Louis. You're right
Oh,
in the
so
middle.
well, come on down to the DMV, girl.
My brother is actually in Baltimore.
See, okay, I'm not going to start an argument with the Marylanders. They always say Baltimore is not the DMV.
Oh, it's not? I don't know. Educate
Baltimore's
me.
down the street.
So
Baltimore
what's the
about an hour
DMV? What would you
away.
call the DMV?
Okay, so the way it was, I'm a transplant, so I'm really just being messy. I'm from New Orleans, but the way it was explained to me is
Uh-huh.
that um, if the metro touches your area or it takes you to
Uh-huh.
your area, then it's part of the DMV.
Okay.
So the metro does not touch Baltimore. That's the MARC train. So they say that technically, I guess I don't even live in the DMV either because I can't get a metro to where I live. So
So that would be I don't even know. So what, Arlington,
yeah,
DC?
yeah, Arlington, DC,
I don't even know
Upper
where in
Marlboro.
Maryland that
Even
would.
though technically,
Oh,
I don't think you can catch the metro to the Upper Marlboro either. But they want to, they say they're part of the DMV, so we're gonna let them be part of the DMV too. There are lots of arguments here I've learned in since I've moved to the DMV. Um, there's the argument about what's the DMV and what isn't. That was on the news. There's the argument about chicken wings. With the mambo sauce, you got to have it with the mambo sauce.
I don't even know what that is.
Well, don't come for me, DMV. It's a sauce. It's a really
Yeah.
depending on the kind that you get, it's very good. I think I like the capital city mambo sauce, but it's better than ketchup. You can't really compare the two. It's not ketchup. It's not barbecue sauce. It's mambo sauce.
Mhm.
So, and it tastes really good with chicken wings. Then there's what's the other argument they have? Oh, um, in New Orleans we have bounce music. Here in DC area they have go go.
Mhm.
So that's something a little different too. So there's a lot of DMV is like its own culture.
Well, if you ever get back to New Orleans, I'm still trying to connect with STEM NOLA. That's
That's who I did the STEM festival with.
yeah, I love
STEM
them.
Nola
Dr.
came
Calvin
out
Mackey
here.
was at Georgia Tech when I was there. I keep telling him he needs to
Really?
invite me down.
Hmm. Well, what you need to do is just come to the DMV
Mhm.
and I'm gonna introduce you to our people because I'm a part of an amazing organization called the Crew of Pyros. We're a Mardi Gras crew. We're from New Orleans, but we celebrate New Orleans culture here in the DMV. But we have a beautiful STEM program.
I got you.
Yeah, so that's why I said, come on out to the DMV, and we can introduce you to some people and try to make some things happen. We're always looking for
Absolutely.
like guests
I do
guests and
STEM
stuff like
workshops for
that.
adults and kids.
Oh, Amanda says since you're riding up
Swing
to
by
the
the.
DMV, swing by the
I
Queen
literally
City.
just flew through Charlotte on Wednesday. So
Oh wow.
on the way to South Carolina to see my in-laws, we always stop in Charlotte. I went to Tampa, went through Charlotte on Wednesday. I didn't leave the airport, but I was there.
Well, you did say you travel, and you weren't lying
I
about that.
do.
So, do you do a lot of pleasure traveling, and then you just turn it into a book thing, or is it really just more of a business?
It's all
A lot of
business. I'll be
business.
honest. Everything is business. Even Tampa on Wednesday was in. Everything is business.
I went to Antigua and I turned it into a business trip. I did a whole book signing out there and then connected with the bookstore out there. I need to call them, by the way. So, everything could be a business trip. Uh-oh. Dr. Barry kind of disappeared, so hopefully she'll be back, y'all. But while she's working on that, I just want to let you guys know I hope you guys are enjoying this conversation. And if you are and you want to have more conversations like this, please, please, please go to YouTube and subscribe and continue watching the show because we need more people to not just subscribe but to actually watch the show because the watch hours help us to get monetized, and if we get monetized that means we can bring more money and sink it into the show so we can expand the show. Thank you, Amanda says she subscribed. I appreciate you. But what we're doing is we're trying to grow the show because like I said we want to continue to be able to support up and coming authors and all of the great things that they're doing. And that way we can give them the exposure that they need because we already know if you are an author, this can be a very solitary business. You're by yourself all the time because you're writing. You can't do everything in a group, but when you do have a chance to get around other people and be in a group, you want to be able to network and meet
I'm
wonderful
so
people.
sorry.
Dr. Carlotta Berry. That's
I'm
okay.
so,
I,
so,
I
so
was keeping a
sorry.
minute until you got back. Thank you,
Yeah,
Sean Mathis, who subscribed.
yeah.
I appreciate you.
This is my work computer, and we get one every 4 years. So it's like graduates with the students. And honey, this thing don't have no battery power anymore. And I did not realize it wasn't plugged in. I am so sorry.
It is okay. It is quite all right. I understand. I just got the computer that I'm on now. I had that computer probably 12 years, and it finally just decided it wasn't going to come back on.
It's
And
the
we're not going to
battery.
talk about my
The
work
battery is what takes you out. The computer would be fine if the battery would stay.
computer. So, for those of you who missed it, please go to Dr. Carlotta Berry's website, Noire
Yeah,
STEMinist. Noire STEMinist.
that's all right. Say it however
Yeah,
you
like
like.
feminist.
Give it a New Orleans twist. That's good. I think it's French. Noir STEMinist. I don't know. I don't speak French.
So, how many children's books have you published under Noire STEMinist?
It's about 10. Like I said, I have them at the 3 different levels. There's a robot for the little kids, and I have robot explorations and robot adventures, which are going to be my chapter books. I was going to stick with just the little kids. I actually have had librarians and teachers and a few parents tell me to try to write more middle grade books. It gets a little harder as they get older because I have to draw the line between what's too technical that they can't understand. Same with AI, which I heard you talking about with Dr. LaShonya before I came on, is explaining AI at the level so that novices can understand it and still be able to use it makes it really hard. Yes, I
Right.
do. I teach adults and kids. I teach K through 12 teachers to do robotics so they can go back in the classroom and teach their kids. I've
That's
taught kids as young
awesome.
as 5 and 6 to build and program robots. And then I obviously teach my college students as well.
Well, that you must know it very well to be able to teach robotics and have somebody go and take what you've taught them and take it into the
And teach it
classroom.
to somebody else. They do. They do. They do. And the books actually help with that.
That
When I
is
was at the Children's
amazing.
Museum, they were asking for the books because they were like, we'd like to be able to carry this with us beyond you. So I'm actually currently writing a book, another book on how to build a cardboard robot because I've taught K through 12 teachers how to build cardboard robots that they can then build with their kids.
Wow.
Yeah.
You are really doing your thing.
Thank
I mean,
you. Thank
you know how
you.
we were saying all in with AI a little earlier, you were all in with robotics and all
I
in with
am. And the intelligence of a robot is tied to AI, but it's not large language models kind of AI. It's sense, think, act AI, which goes back to the 70s. So I do use AI for a lot, not to write my books and not to narrate my books, but I do use AI for a lot. I use the AI for brainstorming. And like you mentioned earlier, it is absolutely vital to help me to be efficient because my things to do list is long. So anything that AI can help me to do to get organized quickly, I will use it for that. Absolutely. Not for my creative works, but
yes.
for other things,
Yeah,
absolutely.
it's about, about business, it's about being
Hmm.
organized. When it comes to writing my books, I'm a writer. I don't want to have other
Hmm.
machines or what have you doing that. But when it comes to organizing my thoughts, writing things down, refining some business processes, oh, I'm all in with that. But yeah, I
Right,
will be
right.
writing my own books,
Absolutely.
just like you said.
Yeah, absolutely. Uh, AI has been amazing. Like even brainstorming, how many should this book be? How many pictures does it need? What should the descriptions look like? But I also use AI to teach the community at large. So if you notice on LinkedIn and my YouTube and my social media, I use a lot of AI avatars to teach people the basics of robotics and artificial intelligence and science, technology, engineering, and math as well.
Okay. Amanda just put another comment in. She says she thinks her grandson would love this because he's 13 and he does
Oh,
stop.
that's great. Yes, stop motion. My daughter did the stop motion camp, animation camp when she was 13. She's about to start college now, but yeah, that's great.
Wow. So what is, I know you are a college professor,
Mhm.
but have you, and I don't want to make your college students jealous or anything, but what is your favorite level to teach? Is it the adults? Is it the college kids? Is it the children?
It's definitely the children, and I mean the really little children, because as they
Hmm.
get older, honey, I call my college students the 13th graders. So a freshman in college is nothing but a 13th grader. So I definitely like the little ones because, you know, that's when they just love on you all day and, you know, they just soak up everything you give them like a sponge. It's before they start getting too sassy and pushing back and you got to fight with them to stay off their phone so they actually pay attention. You know, once they get to that point, you got to fight for, you know, hey, I'm over here. And so I like the real little ones. It's way their minds are a lot more moldable.
There you go. There you
Yeah.
go. I love that. So, very quickly, I don't believe I asked you,
Mhm.
when did you realize how much you love STEM and this is the field that you wanted to pursue? Because right now
Well,
you're encouraging so many young girls or and boys of color to get into STEM, but when did you get interested in it?
it was more learning. And this is what I tell parents that I say they want to get their kids into STEM or engineering. Foster their creativity and their curiosity, and the rest will come later. So, what I remember is being really into learning. I loved going to school, learning new things. I remember having my Barbie dolls and braiding their hair and figuring out how I could crochet her a new outfit and what could I add to her dream house and to her dream car and all that kind of stuff. And then the math and science came later. But a lot of girls and black and brown kids, we lose them by middle school. And it takes one or two negative experiences in K through 4, which is why I'm saying get them excited from kindergarten on and keep them excited because it takes one negative experience with a teacher or somebody at school to say something like girls aren't good at math or black people can't be scientists. And it just runs them away. So you really got to start laying that foundation when they're 5 and 6 years old and get them to feel that identity so strongly that no matter what comes next, you can't run them away. But it was in high school that someone actually told me I wanted to be a high school math teacher. Why not become an engineer? And I was like, I don't know what an engineer is. And I didn't. So I was a train conductor. And so, you know, I had to go to the library, no cell phones then, and look it up. And I'm like, oh, it kind of looks all right, I guess. So I went to Spelman College to get a math degree, and I went to Georgia Tech to get an electrical engineering degree because just in case I didn't like the engineering, I wanted to have that math degree to fall back on to become a high school math teacher. Luckily, I liked the engineering, but I did not like the fact that most engineers are white men, a lot of international faculty, no, not a lot of black women, black men, black people in class. And so that's when I decided I think I want to be a professor. So I'm still teaching. I'm just teaching at the collegiate level. I'm still teaching math as opposed to teaching it in high school because I was just like, there's got to be a better way because they don't make it. Some of these folks don't make engineering look fun. They're not warm. They're not
Right.
friendly. They're not invested. They don't give a hoot. And I even taught it at HBCU. And unfortunately, even at a HBCU, when you get into engineering and STEM, there's not a lot of black faculty. And that's fine. Your mentors and role models do not have to be your same race and gender, but I feel like you should be at least passionate about the mission and vision of an HBCU if you're going
Yes.
to be there teaching STEM to black students and
Mm.
challenge.
Absolutely, absolutely. I sure wish we could talk longer because this is an
Yeah, thank you for
amazing
having me.
conversation. But can you show us again your books?
Absolutely. I'm going to get some different ones though, so that you don't have
Okay.
to look at the same one twice. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second.
All right, y'all. While we're waiting for Dr. Carlotta to come back, just want to remind you to make
So I told you I
sure.
have books for all ages. So this
Okay.
there's a robot at my after school was my second book. That's Malachi and his robot curiosity. This is actually the Spanish version.
Oh,
There's a robot at my playground. That's Miyoko. I'm all about diversity. So you're going to see a rainbow on my books. This is Miguel. There's a robot in my classroom, right? A robot in mi clase. And this is Rashida. I also like to pick ethnic names, baby. Stuff hard for you to pronounce. So you know that black people have a richness of culture in our names. That's
yeah.
Rashida. What's the matter with Orbit? Orbit is her robot. But yes, if you go to my website, they're also on Amazon, Ingram, barnesandnoble.com, walmart.com, everywhere that books are sold. But just like the other doc said, I make the most money if you get them from my website.
Yes. Please order the books from their website because they do make more money. This does not mean don't sell on Amazon. Absolutely sell on Amazon because there are some people who live and swear by purchasing their books off of Amazon. So you
Yeah.
don't want to leave money
Yeah.
on the table by not making your books available there. But if you have a choice on where you can buy your books, please go to the author's website because they make more money per book. They might even be able to sign the book for you.
Absolutely. I do sign the books and I send you stickers and postcards, but the books are on Kindle as well, which is through Amazon. And the romance novels are also on Audible as well. Not read by me, but read by somebody else.
Okay. Okay. So I was about to say, did you read that book yourself?
I actually practiced and I didn't think I sounded good enough. So I went and hired somebody. I actually was going to do it myself because that's something else, just like illustrators. Audible narrators are very expensive. And so
Oh,
I actually started reading it myself. And then I was like, I don't know. And I actually, because I'm a romance head, I read romance all day. I do not like virtual voice, though. That's the one thing I cannot get into
right.
is romance books being read by AI.
Well,
They don't have the emotion.
well, let me say this about if you were to, for authors out there, if you are considering using AI to narrate your books, I do not recommend that you use AI to narrate your fiction books. There's too much emotion that's involved with
Yes,
it.
yes,
There are too many
exactly.
different voices and characters. It's never going to sound
It's
right. And I've
terrible.
heard
I've returned books because of that. I've
that's
returned them
what
and
I
got
was
my
about to
credit
say.
back
I've
because of
heard
that.
books that were
Yeah.
written that were narrated by obviously an AI voice, and it did not sound good.
No emotion, none
Right.
whatsoever. So
So
real
I
narrator, elevated inferno,
yeah.
real
Oh,
narrator, breaking point,
Elevated Inferno.
and breaking point. Real narrators on Audible. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Male
So
and
if
female
you are
voices.
a nonfiction author and it's more of a how-to book, an instructional book, or what have you, then maybe you could get away with an AI voice. But yeah, if you
Mhm.
are a fiction author, do not shortchange your listeners by using an AI voice. It's not going
Yeah.
to come across the same.
I end up getting the book and just reading it. And, sometimes it's a really great book. It's distracting listening to a computer read, like you said, romance with no kind of emotion.
I love you.
I can tell, honey, you really love me.
Well, Dr. Carlotta Berry, thank you
Thank
so
you for
much for
having me.
joining me, and thank you for being a guest in the Horizons Author Lounge. I truly enjoyed our conversation tonight.
Thank you. Have a good night.
You
Bye.
too. Take care. God bless you.
Bye.
All right, y'all. We have come to the end of another episode of the Horizons Author Lounge. I hope you guys had a good time because I know I did. There's so much going on. So I want everybody, like I said, please go to YouTube, subscribe to the show. And we dropped a lot of gems tonight about ownership, about every business owner needing a book, about looking for an illustrator, about Audible or what have you. So there were so many gems that were dropped tonight. I hope you guys did not miss any of it, but I will invite you to join the school community because if you maybe are trying to write a book and you don't know where to start, or maybe you need some support, then the right to win school community is where you need to be. So the link is in the chat and it's actually on the screen right now. You will get some great information on AI use, ethical AI use. We do not use AI to write our books here in the right to win community. But what we do what we do is help you to organize your thoughts. We help you to organize business processes to help you with marketing your books using AI. We also help you to optimize your social media platforms so you can attract more readers and to fix your digital space so that way those AI bots can find you in an AI search. So all of this you're going to learn in the school community. And of course, there are going to be some good old-fashioned writing tips. So click the link, join the school community. It's only $9 a month. You cannot beat that. And all the stuff you're going to get out of it, you need to be there. So hopefully I will see you in the community. And don't forget to check out the information on the Fourth of Culture Book Awards. The website opens September 1st, so you can start submitting September 1st. There is a fee, but like I said, you get a whole lot in return. Even if you don't win the contest, you're still going to get a lot of promotion in return. And the money that we raised from the book awards actually goes toward the Black History Month Literary Weekend, where we award essay contest winners, we award our scholarship winners, we award the Horticulture Book Award winners. We promote literacy throughout the entire weekend. So more information about that will be coming out this week. So make sure you keep an eye on all of our social media platforms so you don't miss anything. Because if you're ready to register and be a part of the Black History Month Literary Weekend, we're ready to have you. But I'm going to tell you, we're like family and we don't play. That's all you need to know about that right now. All right, so that's all I have for tonight, guys. Thank you once again for supporting the Horizons Author Lounge. Thank you for helping the show to continue to grow and be a support to up and coming authors all over the country and even internationally. Every once in a while, we have some international authors on here. So I want you to make sure you come back next week because we are going to have a special treat for you. We're going to be talking with Max Rodriguez, who is the founder of the Harlem Book Fair. And we're going to be talking to him for the entire hour, and we're going to talk about all of the great things that you need to be a part of. And if you're in the New York area, you're going to see. And then we have a special class where we're going to be talking about AI use, and that's going to be a workshop prior to the fair. So lots of information. You're going to get it all next week. So I want to see you guys there. Um, just come back. Just come back next week. All right. That's all I have for tonight. I'll see you guys tomorrow on Black Authors Matter TV. And then I'll see you right back here next week for another version of the Horizons Author Lounge. God bless you. Good night.